Live from EverMedia Studios in Los Angeles, this is EverTalk Live.
Happy Wednesday, I'm Rob Mack.
Happy Wednesday, I'm Jez Moye, and this is EverTalk Live, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on EverTalk, available on Apple TV, on Roku, and of course streaming on all things social. And today is actually Wednesday.
It's actually Wednesday. Yes, we thought it was Wednesday yesterday.
What a day we both had.
Oh my gosh.
You got locked in a garage. I set my alarm for 5 p.m. Woo! There was something in the universe or some sort of full moon happening. I'm not sure, but we're glad today is actually Wednesday.
We are indeed. Is it Mercury retrograde? That's like the thing in LA. You just call it Mercury retrograde and
it works.
Explains it away.
Absolutely. Well, we're so excited to be here with you today on this Wednesday and welcome our very special guest to the show. Good morning, everyone, back in the studio, and happy Wednesday to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're so excited. Jana is back in the house. She is the owner of the Crystal Elixir shop right here in Brentwood, California, and she's got some holiday gifts for those on a spiritual journey today.
Love that.
Good morning, Jana.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, we're so excited. I see you've got a couple of the little gifts right there in front of you. What do you have?
Oh, you brought
Yes,
swag?
I have all sorts of gifts for you today. We have our crystal dog bowl for your furry friends and for the kitties too. So there's crystals inside to keep them calm during the holidays. And then we also have our crystal water bowls for the humans. And this is our wellness crystals. So we have love crystals and crystals to clear any negative energy and just for general wellness.
Fantastic. Just love to put a big dome of that over top of LA.
Exactly.
We could all use that right now.
Nothing but positive energy. Love that.
All the things. Well, thank you so much for being back with us today. We've got Hunter G. Williams in the house. He is the writer, director, and one of the stars of The Madness Within, now available on demand. Good morning, Hunter.
Morning. How you doing?
Oh, we're grateful to have you here with us. So how does a creative filmmaker like you start your day? How do you wake up and stay woke?
Just copious amounts of coffee, I guess.
Copious amounts.
Size mugs.
Okay.
Fantastic. Very simple.
That'll calm the madness within.
Indeed, indeed.
Or make you madder.
It might.
Good morning, Kayron. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Oh, we're so excited to be talking about your new BET series, The Oval, later in the show. But first, tell us, how do you wake up and stay woke? What's your morning routine?
I drink a lot of orange juice and I listen to a lot of Lizzo.
Ooh.
All right. Yes.
Turn it up. I love it. Do you have a favorite Lizzo track right now?
Oh my gosh. I don't think I have a favorite one. She just, her whole album, her new album is fantastic. So it really wakes me up in the morning.
Oh,
It's like whatever one is playing right now, it's my favorite track.
Right. Yeah, she's so good. Well, thank you so much for being with us. We've got Han Kao in the house. He is the founder and CEO of Crypto Briefing. Good morning.
Good morning.
What a Wealth Wednesday conversation this will be. How do you wake up and stay woke?
I think my typical routine is I'll wake up, I'll go for a 15-minute jog, do about 10 to 12 minutes of meditation, and then a cup of cappuccino, and then I'll get my day started. That's pretty much it.
Fantastic. So everybody who does meditation, I usually ask what your meditation practice actually consists of. So what does your meditation practice look like?
Yeah, so it's really stillness, and just, quieting of the mind, and I have different focus techniques. Sometimes I'll try to focus kind of on the bottom of my feet. It sounds really strange, but kind of helps me ground myself. Yeah. So.
All right. Staying grounded. I like that. Just to the bottom of your feet. I never do that meditation, right?
No, I've never tried
I
it,
need to
but
give it a shot.
hey,
Yeah.
I'll do anything. We've got Camila in the house. She is the author of It's Not You, It's Me, How to Fall in Love with Yourself this holiday season. Good morning.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
So how do you wake up and stay woke? What's your routine?
Well, I also meditate in the morning, but what I also do, which I write about in the self-care plan in the book, is that I actually do something that we all do every day to everybody else, but I do it to myself. I put my hand on my heart and I say, how am I feeling today? And then I decide from then on what's the next thing that needs to happen. Because if the answer is I'm not okay, I need to spend a little more time meditating or doing something for me before I reach for my phone and let in anybody else. So I encourage anybody else to just ask that question to yourself. How am I today?
Oh, fantastic. So how are you feeling today?
I felt excited because I knew I was coming to see you guys.
We're excited to have you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being with us on Wealth Wednesday. Better selling through storytelling. We're excited to welcome back to the show John Lewisay. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Jez and Rob.
Good morning,
So
buddy.
tell us, how do you wake up and stay woke? What's your morning routine?
The first thing I do in the morning is take a cold shower because research has shown that it burns fat, reduces inflammation, and fights depression. Actually, the research had me it burns fat. In fact, I'm thinking of giving up working out altogether and just doing 3 cold showers a day.
Right?
Okay.
Absolutely. How cold does it have to be, John? How cold is the shower?
Just cold enough that you're shivering.
Okay. It doesn't
Yeah.
take much right now. It's
No.
kind of chilly outside already.
Exactly.
Brutal. I am never going to sign up for this challenge.
I know
the
what you
cold
mean.
shower.
I think some people feel like most of their day is just one big cold shower. So it's a tough way to start the day, but I love it. If it's working for John, might as well give it a shot.
You do you, John.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we're welcoming Rob Kessler back to the show. He's the founder of the $1 Million Collar. And we've got an exciting announcement. You've now got a $1 million shirt.
I do. Thank you.
Well, we're very excited. So how do you wake up and stay woke? Remind us, what's your morning routine?
I force my 130-pound dog to snuggle with me a little bit, but he doesn't typically like it. So I do that. I get up, shower, and then write down my goals for the day.
Awesome. What kind of dog do you have, John?
Rottweiler.
Rottweiler. Wow.
He's
Big
the lover.
dogs. Yeah.
When he wants to.
Well, thank you all so much for being with us. We look forward to continuing the conversation later in the show.
Oh, Rob, wow. Full house today.
Full house. I am
Yes.
so excited. We even have another guest that will be joining Hunter Williams, also star of AMC's Mad Men. He will be starring in The Madness Within as well. Ian is in the house.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So how was your night? How was your day yesterday?
It was really fun. I did a photo shoot with our dear friend Victoria Simone. So it was
Yes.
really good to see her again. And of course, just helping gear up for the holiday season. So I decorated the apartment a little bit. I'm going to be staying here in Los Angeles for the holidays. And it's funny because growing up in the Midwest, without the snow, it doesn't quite feel like the Christmas season.
No, it doesn't. It's interesting. I do love spending the holiday in LA though, just because LA is so quiet. There's no traffic. You can do what you want. You can go where you want. You don't have to plan hours or days in advance. It's pretty amazing that way.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. But if any of you are watching and have any holiday recommendations of things happening here in Southern California, slide into my DMs, leave me a comment because I'd love to be able to share with you what I find on my journey here for Christmas season in
cool.
LA.
So I want to see the pictures, Jess. The pictures from the shoot.
The pictures from the shoot, yeah. Stay
Coming soon.
Coming soon. You
Yeah.
never
I got a
know.
question about that. So you modeled, of course, for over a decade, right?
Right.
Are there any things that you've sort of learned along the way in sort of your modeling career that's, I don't know, something that you would want to remember, maybe if you wished you could have told your younger self, or things that you maybe would tell other people who were aspiring models?
Oh, absolutely. You don't have to be perfect to take the perfect photo. In fact, the least perfect you are in your presence, the more you just actually emote.
Yes.
The better the photo. I was so stuck in this editorial. Oh my gosh, do I look perfect? How skinny is this arm? This whole thing for so many years. And now just,
Yeah. I remember my brother
free of that.
he was a model for a while, and of course I modeled for a while, but I remember one of the first shoots he did, he literally got to set, and then the photographer said, okay, model. And he was like, what does that mean? Freaked him out, I think. But it is interesting. I love the point that you're making, Jez. And I would imagine, I know that for me, a lot of it was not trying to do special, funny things with my face, with my body all the time. Some of it was just imagining or thinking about what you want to feel.
Well,
right?
everybody's a model now because we all have Instagram.
So true.
So everyone's
true.
living through a filter. We don't even need Photoshop. But I'm excited that there was a new editorial that came out just yesterday for the December issue of the Code of Style magazine.
Super
They
cool.
did a little spotlight on me. I was one of the Women of the Hour. there, so that was really exciting. It was a Winter Wonder La La Land special.
Congrats on that. I saw that
Thank
on
you.
Instagram.
Yes, so
Yeah.
a little bit on what inspires my style, my soul, and of course, talking a little bit about Moët Rosé.
Yeah, Moët Rosé.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Did you get cranks up last night?
No.
No? Not last night? You
No,
skipped last
like,
night?
Maybe tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Fair enough. So kind of, I think it all brings us to the topic of the day, at least for me, which is that, I grew up, I played sports, and I think one of the challenges and opportunities with playing sports is you tend to focus on the scoreboard, and that often compromises your ability to actually score, right? And so part of the challenge, I think, and opportunity with all of us in life is that, of course, we want to be metrics driven and data driven with our businesses or our relationships or whatnot. But when you're too focused on the end result, you often compromise your ability to do well now. And so presence, of course, is always like the master key to doing anything really well. And I hear you sort of saying that and sharing that around the modeling too, Jess.
Well, a bit, but I think this is a really interesting conversation because I know for my own life, it's been an interesting challenge to focus on what I want and what I'm grateful for in the moment rather than what I don't have.
Yes.
Where I need to feel like I need to score.
Yeah.
And the more I focus on where I feel like I need to score, the worse my game gets, whether that's dating or money or my career, whatever that is.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about the psychological state of flow, and it's actually, studied, there's an entire body of research around flow, and in flow, you're 500 to 1,000% more effective, efficient, and efficacious at practically anything and everything. And the real way that you describe flow is that there's a loss of self-consciousness, a loss of time consciousness. You're so just deeply engaged and absorbed in the moment that you kind of forget everything that's going around you, and everything seems to slow down, and you enjoy it also so much more.
Well, yesterday we were a little out of our flow,
Yeah,
thinking
we
it
were.
was Wednesday. So how did you personally get back in your state of flow?
Yeah, so for me, I do something called just practicing the presence, which is really just trying to feel that peaceful aliveness in my body at all points in time. And so while a lot of my attention is on the conversation, or maybe it's on the work, a larger part of my sort of attention and awareness and focus is really just feeling that peaceful aliveness or alive peacefulness inside my body. It's sort of that life force or life energy that exists in there. And I lean into that. I trust that. I trust that if I'm doing that consistently, then it will sort of go sort of ahead of me and make the crooked places straight, and it will prepave a smooth and happy journey for me. So that's one of the things I do. What do you do, Jess? You have anything you do?
Well, I took myself home, took a little nap after the
I'm telling you, naps are underrated,
reset.
though.
Sometimes if you
They're
just
really
need a
underrated.
20-minute little reset, whether that's an app or take a bath, and really just kind of turn off, tune out. For me, that's sometimes what I need to do. If I can get to the ocean, that's always the best solution for me. But if I can't, then water therapy, totally. Take a shower, take a bath.
Oh my gosh, I'm so with you there.
Yeah.
Naps are underrated, for sure. It's like one of the best self-help tools ever. And also, I have a bit of a sleeping, I guess it's a disorder. I went to a doctor once about it. I can't take naps because when I wake up from the nap, I feel super nauseous and groggy the rest of the day. It's really
Oh,
odd.
peace be with you.
I know.
I'll nap for you then.
Get an extra one in for me today.
Oh, we'll see about that. Well, we're so excited. We've got a very special guest coming up next. Stay tuned for the Madness Within. We'll be right back on EverTalk Live. To stories of people changing the world, EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
All I can say to you guys is remember you are not alone. It's that simple. Just keep remembering you are not alone.
good. All of us.
We are so hot and humble. You know me, I gotta follow the light.
Yeah, girl. It's all about that light.
I saw that light over there. I said, this must be my light.
What are we doing? You laugh, you snoring.
Our producer's messing up the set. Security.
Thank you. That was awesome. I was like, are we going into infomercial? Where's the 1-800 number? I don't know how we need to have these bloopers. Well, there you have it.
Yes.
You guys can binge watch all of our episodes on upgradeyourlifetv.com and on the EverTalk app. Bye, guys.
Bye.
EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
There's a strange comfort in solitude. I often wonder, how did it come to this? Was it her? I'm Russ.
Oh, I know who you are. You're Russ Washington.
It's Russ. Yes, Mr. Lowenstein. No, I get it, sir. It's not gonna be an issue.
So that was the studio, I take it?
We're a week behind schedule on the first day of shooting. Those sneaky Russians took you for 400 grand. I'm not bailing you out again.
That's 1.3 million you owe me. I give you a week to come up with the rest.
I'm starting to think you got a problem.
Really? Well, look who's talking.
Look who's gracing us with their presence. The $50 million man.
Check this one out.
How do you know her? Well, if I'm banging the same hooker as a $50 million man, I must be doing okay. You didn't know.
Get the fuck!
Woo! Some are saying this is the Wolf of Wall Street for the Hollywood crowd. We've got the creative genius, writer, director, and star Hunter G. Williams in the house, of course, with co-star. And thank you so much for being with us today, you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you for having us.
This looks amazing.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, what prompted this? As the writer, as the director, is this inspired by your own personal journey in Hollywood?
No, not so much. You know, we've done a lot of comedy and action and that. I wanted to get out of the box on this one and really explore addiction, some of the dark side. You know, Hollywood's often romanticized, so I want to show the seedy part of Hollywood, some of the stuff people don't see, don't know about, that, you know, is both fictionalized and nonfiction at the same time.
And you?
I agree with him.
It's your job to agree with him.
I agree with him.
But I mean, what drew you to this script?
You know, it's always a good story, especially, you know, I'm originally from Europe, so anything that involves a good story. You know, I grew up a roller coaster of life, from a war to, you know, 4 different countries. But, you know, I always drew in reading and the story of the whole Hollywood scene that happens behind the camera. With like, oh, this is great. And of course, it was a funny character, so I was like, I got to be involved. It's something that I haven't done at all.
So how do you relate or not relate to your character?
I definitely don't relate to that.
Yeah, he's married.
I have two little kids and a beautiful wife. So
you want to keep them?
Yeah, and
which isn't easy to do in Hollywood. So congratulations.
True, thank you. But you know, my wife is. She works for NASA, so she's got the brains and.
Oh, and she got on my case when I first contacted him about it and let him read the script. She got a hold of me. She's like, I've been doing all the scenes with Ed, and I was like, okay, that's fine, because he's supposed to have a couple steamy scenes. She's like, no, that's me. I was like, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
That's awesome.
So she's got like 4 roles in the film or something.
Yeah, about that. All the crazy stuff.
Yeah, anything that involves him is his actual life in real life.
And she was Miss Bosnia, so it worked out.
Yeah, they're both from Bosnia.
Oh, incredible. So what would surprise people in the audience most about sort of creating and producing and shooting this project?
Well, I broke my back during it, which was never fun. Yeah. When we originally started shooting, after 2 weeks of filming, I broke my back, and we went on hiatus for like a year. And so then after that, I mean, there's a lot of drama on the set. We ended up recasting the original female. Just, you know, sometimes it happens. There's like chemistry, whatever it is. So we recast and picked back up. But yeah, there was a lot that went on behind the scenes. Releasing a free behind the scenes documentary on it, like feature length, just talking about, because there was definitely a lot of drama behind the scenes.
Wow. We know Lily Tomlin was also involved.
Yes, yeah. Lily's, you know, she's phenomenal. She always tries to help, you know, up-and-comers in every department, you know, from writers, actors, filmmakers, everything. So this is our third project she's been in, and, you know, it's just having her on set's phenomenal. I mean, she's got everyone laughing the whole time. The scene between her and I alluding that we had a fling with each other was pretty funny. It's hard to keep a straight face with.
I'm wondering though, Hunter, why this film? Why The Madness Within? What is the message you're really trying to send to audiences?
The message in this one is you can a lot of times find hope and strength in places you wouldn't quite expect it. People you might think you can't relate to or beneath you, whatever. You know, they're ones kind of give you the kick in the ass to get back on your game, step it up, you know, pull yourself out of the gutter, however you want to put it. You know, you can learn life lessons from people you'd never think you could. And that's a big part of the film.
Who's been the most unlikely, I guess, prospect for hope for each of you in your lives? Has there been a specific incident or experience or person that just, you never thought you'd find the inspiration there, but you did anyway?
I'm gonna let you take that one.
Yeah.
You know, I would say my wife.
Yeah.
You know, it's two different worlds. She, not only was she beautiful, she is beautiful, but she's very smart. And so you just, I guess, the opposite attract.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say her, yeah.
Yeah, and you can always learn something from everyone, you know. I mean, life is a learning process in general, so sometimes you might not think you can relate to people for whatever reasons, politics, religion, whatever it is, and it turns out you can learn something from pretty much anyone you talk to.
Yeah. Incredible. Well, please tell everyone where they can find and follow the film.
It's on all the on-demand, so DirecTV, Dish, Vudu, Amazon, iTunes, Google Play. It's on all those right now. So it's streaming on everything. And the DVDs, of course, at whichever place you go. Sugar stores. Thank you.
And besides, of course, The Madness Within, where can we see you next?
I got a movie with Jamie Foxx and Robert Downey Jr. is in it. Big, long cast. So it's coming out probably next year, beginning of next year, with Jamie Foxx. And I play a Russian drug dealer.
Oh,
with big accent, talking like this.
We'll be very much looking forward to it. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned. We're back for more on EverTalk Live.
Thank you.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to EverTalk Live. We are so excited to welcome Jana Hollingsworth back to the show. We are, of course, talking about gifts for those on a spiritual journey this season,
Yes.
and for the pets they
And
love.
for the pets they love. So we have a little of everything for everybody.
I love, love, love that. First of all, I had the honor of being able to go to your shop, the Crystal Elixir shop, right here in Brentwood. We had a spiritual board reading.
Did. We had a very interesting reading.
And we did, and
Yeah.
it was so powerful. But one of the things I love most about your shop is honestly just the energy. The second you walk into the doors and you see these gorgeous crystal wings.
Yes.
It's a very special
The amethyst
place.
wing. Well, amethyst in general is a very spiritual stone, and it's very grounding and protective, and it's just full of love. And so, yeah, that's the store.
I can't say I'm surprised in the least that you've curated these gorgeous gift boxes this season. So what are some of the best sellers?
You know what? People love, there's stocking stuffers, which are great. So I just brought like a combination of things. So people love the inspirational stones. So this one is a dream stone. But people love all of those, like hope and love, and so those are great little stocking stuffers to have. And these are just a combination. We have amethyst, amethyst bracelets. This is our love box that we put together for people. So we have a self-love candle. We have a rose quartz heart for people. We have another inspirational stone, and we have a love elixir for self-love and to bring in love.
Oh, love elixir.
So that's fun.
People are going to start dropping that.
Yeah, exactly. Bring it all over. And then this is our inspiration.
Okay.
So this is prosperity and abundance.
Oh, I just love that.
You have a money elixir?
The little gold. Yes.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, the elixir is for prosperity and abundance.
there you
To
go.
bring it in.
Yeah, just take out that top. You don't need the dropper. You just
Is this something you
pour
just
it.
drop under your
You
tongue?
actually just drop under your tongue, or you can put it in your water bottle and drink it during the day.
Now, my mother's going to say that's very What could possibly be in this special
These are
elixir?
flower essences. So these are a different combination of different flower essences that bring out your creativity, and it just draws in prosperity and abundance.
Money, money,
Yeah, money,
Make
money,
it
money. And then we
rain.
have the prosperity candle and sage to get rid of any negative energy that may be surrounding you, so to clear all of that out.
Or just give gold in a bottle.
And then gold in a bottle.
Right?
Those are little gold flecks, which also represent,
Oh, it's
bringing in abundance. Yeah.
So where are you located?
I am in Brentwood Village on Barrington Court. And then we also have for the pets, we put together little things. So we have the crystal pet collar. This one is turquoise. And then we have candles for the pets. And we also have elixirs for them as well. So to keep them calm during the holidays.
Well, especially because there can be holiday visitors.
Yes.
The doorbell keeps ringing.
Yes,
packages
and they get
packages.
very anxious. Yeah.
I wonder
And then
where
we have
you live. Is this just ringing like that all day? I need to live there.
Yeah, and then we have our crystal dog bowl. So the dogs can drink water with crystals encased in them.
And I know one of your runway best sellers is this crystal water bottle.
The crystal water bottles are always the best seller.
Not
and
only
this
does
is
it
our
look
wellness
beautiful,
one.
But what does it actually do? What are the benefits?
So this one in particular is wellness. So this is the love crystal that's in there. There's rose quartz, there's amethyst, and clear quartz. So we have love, protection, and clearance of negative energy. And then also the bottoms come out, so you can switch out different ones. So you can have love, you can have prosperity, abundance, wellness. There's all sorts of
not just
vitality.
hydration.
Yeah.
Get the
So
love
depending
and
on what
abundance.
mood you want to be
Yeah.
in that day, you can switch out the crystals.
Oh, I want to be in this mood every day. Loving money mood. That's good
And then
for me.
for the real animal lovers, we have the dog tarot cards.
Oh, wow.
So what I do is I spread the cards out on the floor when people come in with their pets to the store, and the dogs will usually kind of come over and sniff them. And if they go to one particular one, we pick that card. And the cards are always for the owners because it's whatever's going on with the owner reflects on the pet.
Oh, how
And so the
interesting.
pet always is reacting to its owner and
my
what's going on
goodness.
with the owner.
That's
yeah.
fascinating.
Now, what
So
were they
those are a really fun gift for
Yeah.
the animal lovers.
Oh, absolutely. Jenna,
Yeah.
I so appreciate what you do and how you give back not only to the community here in LA, but the universe in and of itself.
Thank you.
Your journey is just so incredible to witness, and thank you for
Thank
including
you.
us in your community.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please tell everyone where they can find these incredible gifts online and, of course, here in Los Angeles.
We are at crystalelixirstudio.com, and you can find us on Barrington Court in Brentwood Village if you want to come to visit. And we also have gift certificates for anybody who wants to come in and get a reading for the new year, see what's going on.
You guys got to good one.
Yeah.
I got a good one.
Yeah.
She's got good things coming.
Yes.
Yes.
2020 is our year, Rob.
Yes, it's the year. It's the year.
Awesome.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank
Shanna.
you, guys.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on EverTalk Live. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to EverTalk Live. I'm so excited to welcome our next guest. He's a personal friend. He's also an author of Better Selling Through Storytelling. He's going to help us learn how to turn or go from invisible to irresistible. Huh?
I am.
Yes, because you are.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Thanks. Great to be with
show.
both of you. Thank you.
So, how can we tell better stories to make more money?
The way to tell better stories to make more money is to make those stories clear, concise, and compelling. Because when people see you in a story that you're telling, then they want to go on the journey with you. So if you talk about a story of somebody you helped and they were just like this person, and they go, like for example, coaching, like, you know, another client of mine was struggling just like you were, and now a year later he or she couldn't be happier because I did A, B, and C. Then they see themselves in that story and they go, I want that outcome. I want to go on the journey with you.
I love this. So the clarity part then is about that, making it relatable.
Yes.
And is it also about keeping it simple? Because I noticed a lot of folks tell stories, and before you know it, you've lost the entire plot, right? So talk to us a little bit more about the clarity.
Good stories have 4 elements. The exposition, you paint the picture. How long ago did this happen? You describe the problem, and here's the secret. The better you describe the problem, the better people think you have their solution. And then the secret sauce is the resolution. What's life like after the, you know, instead of they lived happily after, it's after Gensler redesigned the architecture for the Pittsburgh airport, sales are up 15%. Paint that picture of how you've helped somebody, and then they will, oh, now I want to be on that journey. So the more, that's 4 elements in a short story, you can do it. Here's an example. I told my client, Martin, building in his confidence. He said, oh, well, 2 years ago when I was 18 years old, I got dropped off naked in the Amazon jungle to survive because of my culture. That's the rite of passage. And I said, wow, what'd you learn in the Amazon jungle? Well, I learned how to focus and pivot and persevere. He said, great. You're going to take those lessons from the Amazon jungle to the concrete jungle of being an entrepreneur. And when he told that story, he got a startup funded.
Oh, wow.
So that's a short story, but it had all 4 elements. I told you where he was, the problem, the solution, and then that secret sauce, the resolution, is he got his startup funded because the investors thought, gosh, if that guy can survive the Amazon jungle, he'll survive anything in the world.
So, John, what's your secret sauce?
My secret sauce is being able to pull out people's stories and find out what it is about each individual or company that makes it unique. And when people have this moment of, oh, I remember you, because stories make us memorable. And so I love finding, like I was talking to an architect, I said, what inspired you to become an architect? And he said, when I was 11, I played with Legos. And now I have a child that's 11, I still play with Legos. Well, that makes him memorable and warm. And then I talked to him, where'd you work before working here? Oh, I was in the Israeli army. Oh, well, that's what's going to make you have all that focus and discipline from that to make sure this project comes on time and under budget. So an individual story is my secret sauce to pull out of people.
But what's your individual story? If I could pull that out of you.
Yeah. My individual story is, and I talk about this in my TEDx talk, Be the Lifeguard of Your Own Life, is resilience. Because I've been knocked down, as we all get to, but the secret sauce is how fast do we get back up? So when I laid off, I instantly started looking for another job. I didn't need to start licking my wounds or feeling sorry for myself. So I tell people the secret to resilience, because I went through this, is bounce up fast. And also, don't go on this self-esteem roller coaster, Jess, because I was on it. Where I only felt good about myself if things were going great and my numbers were up, and bad if things were not going great. And so when I got that secret sauce of who I am is bigger than anything that's happening outside of myself, then I really became free.
Oh, John, see, I love that, John, and I think that most of us definitely had experiences where we're really challenged by that. Like, what specific practices or books or things were most helpful to you when you're going through that tough period? Because I think sometimes you get so stuck in this perceived loss or the perceived, struggle that you're in that you can't sort of see beyond that, and you don't have enough faith in yourself to actually do anything about it.
I think one of the best things you can do is surround yourself with people who are going to remind you of the truth of who you are. If you forget temporarily, and we all do, then have those people that go, you're Jez, you're Rob Mack, for God's sakes. You can do this. I know who you are. The clouds are coming on in the moment, but the sun's still there. And that's the truth about our identity, too.
Can they also remind us of the day? Because I got that wrong yesterday, and today is actually Wednesday. So I love that you say that. Who's been that for you? Who's been that team of people?
Oh, well, certainly my family has always been there for me, which is I'm so blessed to have. But, going back to what you said about this need to be perfect all the time, like, oh, I said the wrong day. How many shows have the two of you done together, right? And you made a mistake on one time.
Oh, yeah.
And so we focus on that one thing like a pebble in our shoe. So I tell people, let go of trying to be a perfectionist because it's hard to relate, as you were talking about earlier when you're modeling or anything. And I tell people, become a progressionist, which is just somebody who celebrates their progress. Am I better, a little bit better today than I was last week or last month? Then that's what I'm celebrating instead of trying to be perfect.
I just love that. Thank you so much for sharing your life. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you, and of course, get your books.
I'm on Instagram at The Pitch with a P, Whisperer. And my book is on Amazon and anywhere else. And if you text the word pitch to 66866, I send everybody a free sneak peek of it.
Fantastic.
Ooh, yes, the Pitch Whisperer. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on EverTalk Live.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now.
Welcome back to EverTalk Live. It's a sheer pleasure to welcome our next guest. She is the star of BET's new hit series, The Oval. Kayvon Moore is in the house.
Hello.
Hello, Flotus.
Yes, thank you so much for having me on.
Coming in.
Of course. Congratulations. I mean, this series has had massive success.
It's been insane, absolutely insane, and I am elated to be a part of this project. Yeah, it's so much fun.
So much drama.
Oh,
it's a lot of drama.
Especially when you're the first lady.
Yes.
No pressure.
Yes, no pressure.
So how do you relate to your character or not relate?
Well, I think all of us have a little bit of rage in us, and it's it's just a little bit. She has more than I think most. Victoria Franklin does, and I have to connect with her in some way. So that monicum of being human and not wanting the world to see that part of you, those ugly parts of you. I connect with her in that. I have some undertones of that, small undertones of that, but she is able to express them more freely than I ever could. So
I read that you're a Michigan girl with some Southern charm or flair. I'm a Michigan girl myself.
Yes.
Well, can you explain that to us a little bit? What was your upbringing like?
Well, I am from Detroit, Michigan, and I studied there for a long time. I started at University of Michigan. I'm sorry, not University of Michigan, the Western Michigan University.
Me too!
Did you really?
Go Broncos!
I know, right?
Kalamazoo!
Right?
It's for real.
Kalamazoo.
It's so cold.
Right.
Right. But I ended up at the University of Alabama, and then from there I went on to television broadcasting school back in Michigan. And several years later, moved to Atlanta. I've been there for 7 years, and the rest is history.
Wow, just incredible.
Yeah.
So what do you think you've learned along the way? What's been most important for you to now know that you didn't maybe know before?
I've learned that I am a lot stronger than I thought I was, a lot smarter than I thought I was, and I'm capable of more than I thought I ever could do. So that has been, something that I've learned along the way. Most recently in doing this project, because we filmed so fast. We did 25 episodes and I shot them personally in 9 days.
Wow. Is that overwhelming?
Is it overwhelming? It was, I thought it was impossible. Yeah, I thought it was an impossible task. But when you're faced with something and you have to get it done, you just find a way to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Leave it to Tyler Perry to make the impossible possible.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. He's an incredible motivator, and he expects so much of his cast and crew, but he gives so much too. So it's a wonderful experience working with him.
What do people would be surprised to know about Tyler Perry?
I think people would be surprised to know that he is just a regular, down-to-earth guy. He loves to laugh. He has a lot of fun on set and off. And he's just really, really laid back. He's not what people would consider to be the typical celebrity, I don't think. He's just really, really down to earth and laid back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next for you?
Well, I have a series coming up this coming year, 2020, called Stargirl. It's with the DC Universe family, so I'm excited about that. Yes.
That's incredible.
Yes, yeah. So I'm not really sure when it's going to be released, but it will be released to the CW. So we're really, really excited about that project as well.
That's amazing.
I can only imagine. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What is it as an artist that you want to be known for?
You know what? I want to make an impact on people's lives, and maybe that it may not necessarily translate through my art. I hope it does at some point, but I just want to touch people in ways that people wouldn't expect for a celebrity to do. So I had an interview a few weeks ago where I talked about not giving up and persevering, because I'm over 40, and I didn't think that this world was going to accept me. This entertainment world was going to accept me because things weren't moving along as quickly as I thought they would. But I got this big break, and it's a testament to perseverance and not believing the naysayers and just, not giving up, believing in yourself.
Yeah. In addition to the sort of perseverance and the persistence, was there a shift at all in your mindset and the ways in which you were showing up at all that you think led to, the increasing success? Or do you think you've pretty much always been the same person and it was just a question of, hanging on long enough before things started to take off?
You know what? I went hard for 17 years, and it's, there's no such thing as an overnight success. I don't believe that there is. I went so hard for 17 years, and I was almost to the point of giving up. I started going into real estate. I got my real estate license and started practicing, and right after that, I booked this role.
Oh,
Yeah.
shivers, right?
Right? Yeah. So, I didn't give up, but I was this close. It was this close.
But have no
thank God.
FLOTUS.
Yeah, I know, crazy.
How'd that work?
And it's interesting though, because that's what they always say. It's always that 5 minutes before you are going to say, I'm done.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. That is exactly what it was.
So now knowing what you know of having the success, reaching that brass ring, what would you tell your younger self 17 years ago?
I would tell her to believe in herself more, you know? You're a smart girl. People like you.
Yeah.
You're talented.
And you are capable.
Yes. Exactly. You're capable, you know? And there have been so many opportunities for me that I think I have missed in the past for not having that confidence. And so I'm grateful to have built that up in myself and to have people around me who support that. So I'm really, really ecstatic about what's happening now.
Yeah. Who or what's built that confidence the most within you? Obviously yourself, but was there anybody specific or anything specific that helped you build that confidence?
I think going through this process of filming The Oval, because so much, like I said, was expected of us, I thought it was an insurmountable task. And just to have gotten through that spoke volumes to me. I mean, like, I feel like I can do anything now.
Yeah. And you can. So where can we find and follow and watch you do anything?
You can catch me on Instagram at Karen Moore and on Twitter at Karen Moore.
Just incredible.
Yes, Karen.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on EverTalk Live. You watch the stories of people changing the world. EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Even a first date, I think it's a really good idea. Like, hey, I'm really into feet. I do think when it comes to fetishes like that, maybe that helps people match up, because the foot licker and the person who likes their feet licked are going to be a good match.
And they might not mind that thing so much, but if you just come out and be like, yo, I like to lick feet, that
maybe it's a person that really likes their feet licked.
yeah. So this guy's going, hey, I want to lick your feet.
If it's a person looking for a serious relationship and they just really like feet, hey baby, I saw that open-toed picture of you and like your feet look really lovely. Yeah. Be prepared for a response if the other person is not into it and when you say you want to lick their feet. How far does that go for you? Are you on foot fetish sites every day and you don't go to work because you're so consumed in it? Foot fetish is actually like a common way. So something like a foot fetish, a lot of times it's a more submissive man. Get away.
Yeah.
Your feet. Maybe not the way to go.
EverTalk is hashtag community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. It's hashtag Wealth Wednesday here on EverTalk Live, and we have got Han in the house. He is the founder and CEO of Crypto Briefing. Yes. Thank you so much for being with us today.
So good to be here, yeah.
You are known for kind of dispelling some of the myths and rumors and fake news around crypto.
Yeah.
So what's been happening right now that maybe we should be aware of, the truth behind crypto?
The truth behind crypto, yeah. And so I think that's part of what we do. We try to tell people what's going on beneath the scenes. We try to give people an idea of what's really happening, and without the fluff, without the crap, and sometimes what people and what a lot of these crypto projects say they're doing, they're not really doing. And so we go behind the scenes, we look at the code, we talk to the teams, and we try to figure out what's really going on.
But this is such an interesting thing. For the past couple of years, very unsavvy investors, maybe even like myself, think crypto could be a quick, easy way to get rich. Nobody really even understands what it is. Cryptocurrency,
So true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I literally have Uber drivers telling me or trying to give me advice on crypto. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really.
Yeah. So I mean, when we started, it was a really big problem. In the industry, there was a lot of fake news. There was a lot of people getting paid off to write about different, cryptocurrency projects, and at the same time, there was also no legitimate source of information, and it was just so early.
Yeah, my Uber driver is not exactly
No.
a legitimate
No.
source of
No.
a get rich quick.
But that's how a lot of people were making investments. They were relying on what their friends were telling them. What an Uber driver from the car they got into was telling them. And so we started Crypto Briefing to help give people objective, honest information, and also give them good advice on what projects are good and what projects are bad and how to invest safely.
So what are the top myths, like a few of the top myths, things that people might believe that aren't true about crypto?
So I think, that's a good question. I think that Bitcoin is not real. one narrative from a lot of the skeptical people, and so I think if you think about money, it's really just a belief system. And if you think about, USD, it's a belief system that you and I believe that tomorrow the value of $1 will still be $1. And if you think about Bitcoin, what's interesting about it is that if there's enough people that believe that the value of Bitcoin will continue to go up over time steadily, and that it can be used to transact and make payments and transfer value, then it will be used and it will be real.
So the thought actually creates the reality there.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fascinating. So you're also you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
So you've done a number of things in the past. So how is it that you got into crypto?
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty serendipitous story. I was actually coming off an acquisition from a previous startup in 2017, and I was actually based out of Jakarta, Indonesia at the time. And I came into a little bit of money, and I was, and I lived there for a few years, and I watched how my money had fluctuated. The value of my Indonesian rupiah had fluctuated by 10-20% in periods of months. And so I was trying to figure out how to get money back to the US, and I was having a lot of challenges there. So I started digging more deeply into crypto, and I started researching, and I started really seeing that, what was really happening behind the scenes, what these projects really were. A lot of them weren't what people thought they were. And so I started Crypto Briefing as kind of like a public service. And I was doing a lot of this research anyway, so I was like, might as well share it. Then one day on LinkedIn, somebody randomly reached out to me, sent me a message and said, hey, you're one of a few people right now publishing honest content. If we want this industry to continue, you need to do more of it. And I said, okay. He was like, and so basically he said, what's your valuation and how much you're raising? And I thought to myself, this was not supposed to be a business. And so I sat down, I talked to my girlfriend, now my wife, and I said, are you ready for me to go into another startup? And it's gonna be a long, rough road. And she said, okay, let's go. Let's give it a shot. And so I came back to him with terms, and the next week he sent me over a bunch of coins, and a few weeks later it ended up being worth like almost $500,000, and that gave us a startup funds to get started.
Fantastic.
So what is your mission?
Yeah, so overall, our mission is to inform, educate, and protect the cryptocurrency investor. Yeah. And so we want to help them understand the technology, understand its real value, how it can really benefit society, and help provide a non-sovereign way of valuing and transacting in a certain currency, and allow them to understand which technologies can help propel that, and to invest safely in the right projects.
Fantastic. So if people want to find more information, or maybe they want to work with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, they can go to cryptobriefing.com, or they can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/Hankao, HANKAO. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Han. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. So great to be here.
On EverTalk Live.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now. Right now.
Welcome back to EverTalk Live. I'm so excited to welcome our next guest. She's a life coach and a therapist. She's a ballroom dancer, and she's the author of It's Not You, It's Me. It's Camila Saker Dellerup. Get that right? All right.
Yes.
Stumbling over the name. Beautiful book.
Thank you.
What an incredible journey you must have had, from ballroom dancing, hypnotherapist, best-selling author. I'm so inspired by your personal journey. Would you mind sharing it with us?
Sure. Well, actually, the sort of way into the mind tools, which I love that you always talk about here on the show, was the fact that I was a ballroom dancer. I was an athlete right from I was a child and all the way through to 35. And I became really obsessed with how I could do everything a little quicker or a little better or be my best self on a competition day. So I fell in love with mind tools, visualization, sports psychology, any of that from 13 years on and onwards. And then when I went through a tough time, a personal tough time, I started thinking, how can I use these mind tools to actually kind of rescue myself here, because I don't feel good. And that became like a journey that I guess I hadn't imagined exactly where it was going to go when I started. As sometimes that happens, we take that first step, and I went on a really kind of deep journey where I turned myself inside out with these tools, and then I ended up studying, NLP, hypnosis, life coaching, mindfulness, and I mean the rest is history. But really being an athlete is what kind of set me on that path.
It's really interesting, though, even on the book it says the only question you have to ask yourself is, are you ready? And most people are not.
No.
Most people are afraid to really dive deep inside and uncover themselves.
Well, I was. I share this, and I'm not scared of sharing that. I was actually quite scared of sitting on my own. But that's kind of why the whole relationship, what spurred me on was that I was in a relationship that was wonderful and we were engaged, and then the next day the rug was pulled beneath me and I was absolutely floored emotionally, and I just thought, wow, okay, what can I do here? Because you want to go to blame, it's all the other person's fault, you're angry, you're so hurt, so sad. And I just thought, well, but this isn't helping me. There has to be a way. Is there ever gonna, am I ever gonna feel happy again? Yeah. And I realized that I had based so much on the other person's, validation. And I was like, I need to find, who am I without all of this? Can I sit alone? And actually the answer at the time was I could not sit alone.
Yeah.
It hurt to face it all.
So what did you do? What steps did you take to heal from that so that you can sit alone?
I literally bought enough books of kind of motivational speaking to open a library, I think, and then I hired a life coach and hypnotherapist. And I worked with her for 3 years. And it was ugly at times, the stuff you have to look at, because what comes up when you realize that these relationships, as I say in the book, as Marianne Williamson will say, relationships are all assignments to what is unhealed within you as well when they kind of we get challenged by them. So then opportunity to grow and to learn. And when I started looking at it like that, I felt like, although I felt hurt and sad, it was just a little moment of hope there, where I could think, okay, so I'm going on a journey to actually come out the other side and feel stronger within. And that's what happened.
Just fascinating. And clearly, you're so well educated, in all modalities. Was there a specific modality or practice or approach that you feel like worked best for you?
There's kind of two. I really believe in visualization. I think, just the simple saying, seeing is believing. I think if you can see it in your mind or you can imagine it, you are planting a seed as to what can happen. And the actions that you take from that moment are different. They are in alignment somehow. And then the second one is reframing. I reframe, and I talk about this in the book, every single day, every moment. And I heard you you were talking about that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah. Completely.
Right? And I just want to clear this up for everybody at home, because some people think, oh, it's only me that goes to negative. We have a negativity bias in our brain. The brain, they say, wants to go to negative, I think 5 times over positive if we don't train our minds. So reframing, when you go to, oh, I don't feel good about myself. Yes, we can all feel that at times, but you do have a choice to go, actually, I'm going to say something nice. I'm going to try my best today, or I'm going to smile at every person I meet. Like, do one thing to reframe that.
I love that. I read somewhere, that happy people or successful people don't have different thoughts. They just have a different relationship to their thoughts, right?
That's powerful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It really is. So you found that to be, of course, very helpful, and of course, it led you eventually to writing the book. So talk to us a little bit about what we can find or expect to sort of read in the book.
I've had sort of book journey because I moved to LA 6 years ago to write my first book. and then my second book, and now this is my third book. This really is like a life coaching session in one, I guess. I share all of the tools that I will use with my clients, and some of my clients have shared some of their really magical stories that's happened, you know, when they've started looking at their own relationship with self, because really that's the most important relationship we'll ever have, and yet we sometimes put it second. There's 40 exercises in the book. There's also an album online with meditations that it can be supported throughout this journey, because it is tough. I think sometimes it's easier to stay asleep, as I call it, than to wake up to all of our potential, because it can be a lot, and it can be a rough ride in the beginning. But I just hope that people feel supported and knowing, like we've mentioned here before, that they're not alone. We all, no matter where you're from, how much money in the bank, we go through the same feelings. We're not all that different, you know. And also I want people to know the power of simply taking responsibility for our own actions. That has a ripple effect in this world.
Just love that. So inspiring.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow your journey, and of course, get your book.
Okay, so you can follow me on @Camilla online, Instagram, Twitter, and also zenme.tv.
Zenme.
Remember, it's not you, it's me. And stay tuned. We'll be back with more at EverTalk Live. You watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk.
Hey guys, I'm Erin Ziering, and this is the Housewives of Hollywood. I have my good friend here, Tammin Zersok, and I'm going to ask her a few rapid fire questions.
Okay, let's
Are you
do
ready?
it.
All right. So if you were going to have one video go viral, what would it be of?
The birth of my baby? I don't know. Is that weird?
No, but vagina or no vagina?
She just came out of my stomach. So like, I don't know. That's kind of the coolest video I've ever got. Is like her coming out of my stomach.
I like it. Let's make it go viral then. Let's have it right now. All right, cravings.
Pineapple, sparkling water, and rice pudding.
All together, mixed.
Sure.
All right. What is the most nostalgic thing to you?
My parents.
I like that. It's so
Yeah,
sweet.
their smell.
When is it okay to lie?
To your child about Christmas. Elf on the shelf. I'm like, oh.
It's all good. Is make sure to tune in, watch my episode with Tammin talking all about pregnancy sex. It's gonna be good.
Bye. EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere at EverTalk TV. Are you looking for that $1 million collar? Well, this guy created it for you. And this incredible shirt, Rob Kessler. Thank you so much for being back with us today.
So good to see you guys again.
Collar's popping, man. Not a coincidence.
You've learned since the last time I was here.
I genuinely love these collars. Like, just incredible.
Well, and congratulations. Rumor has it you now have a new shirt as well.
So yeah, we've we tried talking to every brand on the planet to say, hey, we got the greatest technology. Ask Rob Mack, and he'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they weren't really listening, so we said, let's just make our own shirt. And we launched about 2 months ago. It's called Go Tieless. It's the first shirt ever designed to be worn without a tie. It actually doesn't even have a top button, so it's just there. It's confident, and the people that are getting them now are just like freaking out. So
Wow.
make more colors, make more colors, make more colors. I'm like, we need to it's a process.
Congratulations. This is huge on so many levels. One, though, I love that not only did you try to share your technology, but even in the face of what someone would think were defeat or no, you said, okay, fine, then I'll do it myself.
No is probably the most often word I hear these days. So since I launched this company, but that's all right.
That is the same case for so many entrepreneurs.
It's persistence. I mean, I think you have to be able to fight through it. The guys that are successful are the ones that, have continued to fight even though they hear no and adversity and all that. So
yeah, pivot and innovate. I have a celebrity stylist friend, and one of the first things she said to me when she was like giving me a little makeover, she said, Rob, the thing about well-dressed guys is that their collars are always perfect. And I was like, but how? No matter what you do, especially if you have the shirt on for a couple of hours, it just starts to fold and crumple and all these things. And so that's what I love about, of course, the collars, but also, of course, about the shirt. So talk to us a little bit more about this shirt, why people love it.
So we did what we called our founder shirt. We reached out to previous customers, friends, and said, hey, we're gonna make like 200 shirts and we want your feedback. Tell us what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. We sold out of those in less than 72 hours. Got all the feedback from everybody, and so this shirt is really kind of a, a group, opinion of what we should do. So we put stretch in all the shirts, so there's a nice stretch to all the fabrics. We have one that's kind of like a wrinkle resistant. We have 3 different color combinations. We really like the balance. I don't know, you see a lot of dress shirts and they'll have like a dark color down this side, but not this side. And
weird.
Maybe I'm OCD, but I like it. It just keeps me on both sides.
Symmetry.
I like symmetry and all that. So we have a light blue with navy. We have this gingham with black, and then we have a charcoal gray with black.
Oh, fantastic. And you've got more coming.
Yeah, well, that's the
colors.
plan. We'll sell through these, and we'll keep adding to it. But we got to start somewhere. So
Absolutely.
they're $99, but we have a discount we can put out for you, and get people into
what was most challenging for you to sort of making that sort of, I guess, pivot and transition from the collars to the shirt, like in terms of a business approach?
Well, there are so many more variables to a shirt so we have, 5 sizes, small to double extra large. We have slim and standard cut of each color. So you've got 10 SKUs per color, and then it's trying to make sure that it hits, that target market right. So there are just so many more variables, and we could do this color combination, we could do this color, and I'm not really a fashion guy. I just saw a problem and fixed it.
What have you learned in the process, sort of just, lots of entrepreneurs out there. I think Jez and I would consider ourselves sort of learning, aspiring entrepreneurs. What would you, well, you're actually beyond that already with the wine, but in any case, for those entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, what would you recommend, or what would you tell them? What advice would you give them for just creating a successful business?
Well, I think it's back to the persistence. It's going to take way longer than you think. I mean, we are actually in conversation with a massive brand right now, and it's literally 7 years of working with $1 Million Collars since I came up with this idea that we're finally in this conversation with somebody. So, 7 years of no's and just chiseling and grinding and trying to make it happen, and finding every way possible to focus every minute I can on either $1 Million Collar or Go Tieless, and taking little stuff on the side and doing whatever I can to stay focused on the long term, because it doesn't happen overnight. They always say, 10-year overnight success.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, you make it look like a million
You do.
right here. Way beyond bread, Rob. We so appreciate you. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow, and of course, when and if Go Tieless will be available.
It's already available. We're selling through the second round of shirts now. They're available on gotieless.com.
Perfect for any man in your life this holiday season.
Yes, and if you have shirts in your closet that you want to upgrade, like Rob's done with all his, that would be at milliondollarcollar.com, and we have all the handles for every social media with both of those names.
So worth it, I'm telling you. It's so worth it. It really is. It really is. It's a game changer.
Thank you so much, Rob. We appreciate you. And thank you for tuning in. This is EverTalk Live, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Of course, you can watch the full show or rewinds available at EverTalk TV on Apple TV and Roku, and streaming on all things social.
That's right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll check you guys out tomorrow morning. Have a great day on purpose.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.